Let me start by saying this. When a team like the New Orleans Saints steps onto the stage with a new look, it's not just a fashion statement. It's a declaration. It's a signal to the entire NFL. We are here, we are serious, and we mean business. The Saints just revealed their brand new alternate uniforms for the 2025 season, the Game Day Golds. And trust me, these aren't your average throwback jerseys or some half-hearted color swap. No, this is a full-on design overhaul that screams power, prestige, and tradition all at once. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty of the design, let me remind you who the Saints are. A franchise with a rich history, a team that's been through highs and lows, but always carries itself with a swagger that is unmistakable. From the glory days of Drew Brees to the present, New Orleans has been about passion, resilience, and that fierce pride that comes with representing a city known for its grit and soul. And this uniform, it perfectly captures that spirit. The Game Day Golds pay homage to the team's heritage while adding a fresh, modern twist. The dominant gold color is both bold and regal, a color that demands attention on the field and reflects the aura of champions. Accents of black and white are sleek and strategic, highlighting the team logo and giving the uniform a sharp contrast that is as intimidating as it is elegant. The helmet features a matte gold finish, an upgrade that adds texture and depth, making the iconic fleur-de-lis logo pop like never before. But this isn't just about aesthetics. Uniform changes like this have a psychological impact, both on the team wearing them and on their opponents. When a team looks confident, feels fresh, and embodies that winning mentality visually, it translates to performance. This is no coincidence. The Saints are sending a message that they're ready to reclaim dominance in the NFC South and contend deep into the playoffs. And if you're wondering why this matters so much, let me explain. The NFL is a league built on tradition, but also on evolution. Teams have to adapt and reinvent themselves, not just on the field, but often from branding to fan engagement. Everything counts. The Saints' new uniform launch is more than just a style upgrade. It's a strategic move in an era where identity is everything. When you walk into a stadium and see those gold and black uniforms lining up across from you, you feel the weight of a franchise that demands respect. Now, I've seen some fans and analysts argue that uniform changes are superficial, that they don't impact the game. To that, I say you're missing the bigger picture. Confidence breeds success. Look at teams like the Kansas City Chiefs with their red and gold. Look at the Steelers with their iconic black and gold. Uniforms on tee just close their armor. They're part of the team's psychological edge. When players feel sharp, they play sharp. Speaking of the Saints roster, this season's group is loaded with talent, hungry for success. The offense has been firing on all cylinders. The defense is tough and aggressive, and the coaching staff under Dennis Allen is ready to make a statement. Pair that with the fresh look. That's a recipe for a team ready to shake up the league. The Saints haven't been to the Super Bowl since the unforgettable 2009 season, a drought by their standards. But this new uniform could symbolize a new chapter, a rebirth of that championship hunger. It's a fresh start, a clean slate, a visual cue for players and fans alike that the Saints are coming for that Lombardi trophy. And here's the thing, the timing couldn't be better. The NFC South is a tough division with fierce rivals like the Buccaneers, Falcons, and Panthers always lurking. The Saints know that to stay competitive, they need every advantage, and the new uniforms are part of that edge. It's about pride, identity, and confidence, things that don't always show up on the stat sheet, but make all the difference on game day. I also want to talk about the fan reaction. From what I've seen, the Saints faithful are loving this change. There's an excitement, a buzz around the city. This is New Orleans, a town that thrives on passion, culture, and celebration. These uniforms fit perfectly into that vibe. Wearing them will be more than a game day outfit. It'll be a symbol of connection between the team and its passionate fan base. Now, let me get a little personal here. I've always been a believer that how a team presents itself matters a lot. It's about respect for the game, for the fans, for the franchise's history. When you see a team that clearly cares about its image and its brand, you're dealing with a group that's serious about excellence. The Saints' new goal alternates. That tells me they're not just playing to participate, they're playing to dominate. Of course, I'm curious to see how these uniforms hold up on the field. Will they bring the Saints the mojo they need? Will the players feed off that energy? Time will tell, but I'm optimistic because when you combine fresh energy, a talented roster, and a coaching staff hungry for success, all wrapped up in a killer new look, you've got a winning formula. So, to sum it all up, the Saints' new game day golds are more than just a uniform. They're a bold statement, a confident swagger, a reflection of a franchise with championship aspirations. And if you ask me, the NFL better be watching because the Saints are back and they're shining brighter than ever. While the new Saints uniforms certainly make a bold visual statement, it's important to remember that uniforms alone don't win games. The real test for New Orleans lies in how well the team performs on the field. The addition of the gold alternates could boost morale, sure, but ultimately, the roster's depth, coaching, adjustments, and execution during games will determine their success. That said, the timing of this rebranding is curious. The Saints are at a crossroads with several key veterans aging and some question marks on defense. The fresh uniforms might be intended to signal a new era, but the organization still faces significant challenges to return to true contender status. This isn't just about aesthetics. The front office must back up this statement with smart roster moves and development. Additionally, the psychological effect of new gear can be overstated. Players are professionals and focus on preparation, scheme, and execution. While a flashy new uniform might offer a temporary confidence boost, it won't fix fundamental issues like defensive gaps or offensive inconsistencies. The Saints need more than a new look. They need tangible improvements. Finally, we have to consider fan expectations. Sometimes uniform changes raise hopes that can't be met, leading to disappointment if the team underperforms. The Saints management must manage that hype carefully, ensuring that the new look complements real progress rather than distracting from it.